Hi, Haddas. Welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I'm so excited to be speaking with you today.
Hi, Andrew. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Let's start off and hear a little bit about your organization and what is your role at the company.
Well, so it's now a little bit complex because I've been starting to juggle with being a freelance, coming from startup after startup, being on the payroll there in various marketing functions. And so now coming back after maternity leave, I decided like this is the time to do like a bunch of, more maybe eclectic things and continue to be in startups, which is what I like, and this is my expertise, but doing it in a freelance way. So now I'm at this great startup called Milagro. They're doing autonomous coding for medical coding. So basically helping healthcare organizations in the US with your crazy reimbursement system and private insurances and all that. So we're doing the AI for those coding to make it more accurate and efficient, and just to make sure those healthcare organizations get reimbursed as they should. Um, and kind of like supporting that human element um, of coders. Yeah.
Can you share a marketing strategy that you're currently using that's proving to be successful?
Sure. So what's happening with Milagro is that they were founded in 2017, yeah. But just a year ago, they pivoted from something that is very like, FDA approval oriented into something that is, medical coding and is software. So within a year, and I've only been there since March. So they had no marketing function before that.
Really?
And
It
since
went the first like 7 years
yeah,
without marketing?
because they did something completely different and they need
Hmm.
a ton of time for R&D and just developing that and understanding how would that work. So being so small and unfamiliar, we have, you know, kind of came out to understand that it needs to be personalized. Like people need to get to know us, especially if you're reaching out to people that are so busy. I think it's in every field it's like that. People are busy, you want to get their attention. So one of our co-founders is a doctor. So he knows both the medical coding side and the part of being in a hospital and what does that require. So we did a LinkedIn campaign where we sent so many messages from him, very personalized, did a bunch of research on the people that we're trying to really obtain. And it was so good. Like we had some, I don't know, a few dozens of leads from there, from those personalized messages. And what it did, and this is like the snowball part of it, is that when you go to conferences after it, and when you go to like even smaller events, and people connect the name with a face, then magic happens. It's like you don't have a booth because you don't have the budget yet. You don't have like crazy advertising stuff going on there. But when you get familiar with like a person, so okay, they approach you. And also it's something that I really tried to nurture in my previous startup, making there it was the CEO, because I think a lot of time when people are starting their startups and they are the co-founders or founders, so they have that expertise that of the product that they developed or came up with. So I think 99% of them could be thought leaders. And if you really work on it and if you position them with constant content going on, but just making sure it's genuine and authentic and not just like AI scraping and doing everything, if you have something authentic to say. So do the social, be in podcasts, write some articles, also for SEO purposes, and just be that person. Then when you go to conferences, they already know you and they know that you're a thought leader, because I think we all know that when you make a purchase, it's emotional, it's according to the personality. And so when you have that person as the face of the company and you know their expertise and you meet them, okay, you open so many more windows. So
Can you share a
Yeah.
little bit more around your thought process with the LinkedIn campaign? Because I think a lot of people think LinkedIn is just a bunch of spam right now, and breaking through the noise of someone's inbox. And LinkedIn is it's an art. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more, what you thought about with that approach so you didn't come across as spam? Was it very much just the
Yeah.
personalization and authenticity?
I think very much so, very much the personalization. But obviously, if you want to reach out, we had at one point we also approached to 600 people. It doesn't sound like a lot, but for a small company, it is, especially if you target those exact leads that you just don't want to burn. So personalizing it is definitely key, but also, oh my God, never use the words that everyone's using. Like never, don't be banal about it. If you add a little bit of humor, even if it's like, if this is the part that you copy paste within those messages, it's fine. Because if you add something that is a little bit, you know, out there and not, especially in the world of medical coding and those people that are in finance, it's a boring world.
Mhm.
They read so much boring and like pretty straightforward material. So when someone I think is giving a little bit of this, I don't have the word in English, but a different temper, let's say, or a different energy, and so it sparks out their curiosity, I think. So I don't want to enclose my line, but like do
You
something
don't
else.
have to give away your secret sauce.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away. But on the subject line and on the first, like whoever's writing, hi Andrew, I hope you're doing well. Like, okay, bye-bye. I'm not gonna I I think we're done. That's it. So if you write something else, and as I said, personalization, like approach to that person's podcast, even listen for 2 minutes, but refer to what they're saying, because the bottom line is people want to feel important. People want to be praised. And if they're praised, so yeah, their ego rises and they'll probably respond to you.
Can you share any innovative approaches you've already implemented or plan to incorporate into your strategy?
Any what? Sorry.
Innovative approaches
Do you mean with tech or
within your
like
overall
overall?
marketing plan. What would you say
Oh,
is
okay.
something innovative that you're deploying?
So I'm thinking, and I keep referring to like small startups because this is me. But when you finally go to that conference, and especially, based in Tel Aviv, so a lot of the times you have to travel all the way to Vegas or something, and you don't have a huge booth, or sometimes you just have like the smallest booth or whatever. So the smaller the brand awareness is, the more creative you have to be. So if you go all the way to Vegas, do something that is crazy. For example, we had a conference that was not in this company, like previous one. We had a conference that was pretty close to Halloween, like I guess mid-October or something. And in the smallest of spaces that we got, we made it like a like sort of spooky house and bought these inflatable ghosts and did like a smoke machine and whatnot. And we had like the smallest place ever, but people were like, okay, we have what the hell is that? Like even if you stand out in like a weird, peculiar, bad sort of way, you still get traffic. It's come in, people come into your booth. So like, okay, whatever, I'll do the weird ghost. I'll do that. I have nothing to lose. And also those conferences, this is like, I don't know, maybe Americans are used to it, but our mind does not work like that. They take so much money for everything, for the smallest chair, for the smallest table, for whatever.
Mhm.
So my tip would be order everything from Amazon, from carpets to chairs to tables, whatever. It's going to be cheaper if you even if you leave it there. It's going to be cheaper. And one other thing, also in conferences, because I think this is where we stood out the most, is that a lot of people obviously have swag from with their logos and stuff. If you offer people a present for like their kids, something that is easier to take because it's not like embarrassing, it's not like for you. We had like this flying robots sort of thing. We order a bunch of those from Amazon. They feel like they have to take it, and then it
Mhm.
also browses a conversation. So you can, and these people, they take all the merch home, they have all the logos, and it's like they have nothing to do with it. But if they have this kind of foolish gift that they can give to their kids, so it's something that they're not going to throw away so easily, and then it sparked out the conversation.
That happened to me at a business and technology conference I was at in August, where I met the president of the company. It's called the conference is called VCon. The organization is VFriends, and I won't sort through it, but it's right down here. It was a trading card because they have trading cards for their NFT project. And I was just chatting with him, telling him like this is my first dad's weekend out without my kid and wife, and then he gave me one of the cards. Was like, hey, this is a gift for your kid, and I was like, I'm gonna remember that, for the next 100
Exactly.
years.
Yeah,
And it probably
exactly.
cost him like 5 cents to manufacture one of those little plastic cards and whatnot, but it's such a cool little thing I got to take home with me for him.
And you remember it. So
Yeah,
that's, yeah.
exactly. Let's talk about AI in your marketing. Can you share any ways that AI has transformed your marketing?
Wow, it transformed it is really in so many ways. And in a lot of the companies that I was with or that I am, I'm the only marketing function,
Mhm.
or maybe there's just someone else who's doing business development and I'm working with, but a lot of the times it's just me. So I need to navigate between so many things, between so many tasks and strategies to plan out and all that. So I love AI because I find myself using it probably like on a daily basis. I use at least 4 AI tools. Um, Mostly it's a time saver for me.
Mhm.
I never, you never write an article. I also do content, and that's something that is so time consuming, and it has to be good. So I use it for brainstorming. I use it for like, let's say I use Perplexity and ChatGPT and Copilot and Jasper, and I write articles through all of them. And
Mhm.
then I have 4 articles that are like, okay. And then I could find myself doing the best thing using those 4 articles, like, editing it into something that is like that I'm super happy with. So that's one example of like, okay, getting your ideas out there, and then really what you want to say. The brainstorming thing, it's huge for me because sometimes you want something, but you just can't reach it in your mind. So, help me think of this and help me think of that, and then you refine and refine and refine and refine. I think it's also sort of an expertise to know how to talk to AI,
Mhm.
because if you can really really refine it and like always ask them, never just settle for what you get. Always say like, do it better. What would you change in this? What would you do with this? Or whatever. Or also coming from Israel, and I'm not really an American, sometimes I would just ask AI about the American mentality in text, or how does that come across. So I just use it with really, I use it really with everything. And also, I do a lot of the graphics for the content myself.
Mhm.
In a startup, you do everything. So once Canva added some AI tools to their platform, it also made content creating a lot better. And also you
Mhm.
save money like that, because you need to make a video, go and do like an AI voice audio recorder or whatever, or some graphics and some images. And instead of like paying $2,000 for the smallest and like most basic video, you do it yourself in a few hours. So yeah, it's just you elevate your own value through the familiarity of all those AI tools. And I want to know all of them because I feel like not all of them, but I'm just saying keep learning, keep your head open to more options. Because if you mix them together, I think you'll find the best outcome and time saving. And yeah.
So my last question today, and you did just mention 4 AI tools. I think you said Perplexity, ChatGPT, Gemini. There's one more in
Jasper.
the, and Jasper. Are there any AI tools you're using from those 4 that are really enhancing your marketing efforts?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love Otter. Otter is how do you say it? It provides transcripts to either Zoom calls just like this or whatever it is. And this is really a lifesaver because
Mhm.
this is something that helps you, especially when you're talking to someone and want to take insights from what they're saying and let's say write a post about them, write an article with their quotes and whatever. So you really can take meaningful things that are being said and you already have all of that in text in Otter. So you can just put your phone next to you with Otter on it and it just listen to it and transcribe it through it. So I've been using it so much. It's been like I think it changed the quality of the content that I can produce because you get those live insights and not just the stuff you remember. So
So
yeah.
lastly, for our last question, I would love for you to give a shout out to ways they can get in touch with you, learn more about your organization.
Oh wow. So obviously I'm on LinkedIn. Haddas Eshel, it's Haddas, Eshel, Eshel. That's me on LinkedIn. Uh, so that's me. Our organization is called Milagro, also on LinkedIn, and you are very welcome to check out whatever it is going there. And
And it's
yeah, you can
Milagro, correct?
MIL, Milagro. Yeah,
Perfect. And
yeah,
what's the URL? I feel like there was an AI thrown in there. Is it milagroai.com?
yeah, exactly. It's
Okay,
milagroai.com. Yeah.
perfect, Hadas. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, Andrew. It's been great talking to you.
Before we jump into our next guest, we want to take a moment to tell you about our marketing mastermind cohort, No Typical Marketers. If you are a marketing executive looking to connect with like-minded professionals, this is the space for you. It's more than just a Discord group. It's your exclusive ticket to monthly roundtable meetings where we have group discussions about advanced marketing strategies, share insights, and solve real world challenges like implementing AI agents into your marketing. Membership is exclusive and by application only. If you're ready to take your marketing game to the next level, apply now using the link in the description below. We can't wait to see you there. Now, back to the episode. Hi, Efrat. Welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I am so excited to be speaking with you today and to learn more about Air Doctor.
Well, I'm very excited to be here. We have a very interesting story to share.
Let's start off and hear a little bit about you, what's your role at the company, what is Air Doctor all about?
Okay, so let's start with what Air Doctor is. Air Doctor is a platform that connects travelers to local doctors. If you are traveling today from the US to Thailand, for example, you get sick and you don't want to go to the hospital and going to the hospital will take a lot of time, be more expensive. So you need to find a local doctor. What we do is we developed a platform that connects travelers to local doctors. Very similar to Airbnb, to Uber. Like Airbnb do not own any hotel rooms. We don't have doctors working for us. We're just connecting travelers to doctors. If you need a doctor when you are traveling, you just use our app and you can find a doctor within the radius you're at. If it's a GP or any other specialty doctors, you can find a doctor within minutes, schedule the appointments within hours, few minutes. And then we offer 3 types of appointments. Physical, you go to the clinic, or the doctor can come to your hotel room, Airbnb, or video consultation. And with the video consultation, we also provide local prescription, which is it's a differentiator to other telemedicine video consultations platforms. You get the local prescription and you can fill it from the local pharmacy. So that's basically what we do. It's a very, very interesting journey. But that's us. And my role within the company is I'm the VP marketing. So I'm responsible for all the marketing activities for our B2B and account-based marketing, our partners, insurance companies and assistant companies partners, our B2C vertical, which is the first or the second, depends on the month, biggest vertical in the company. And of course, as marketer, building the brand awareness of the whole company, which is a small startup, to build a brand name globally, it's a big challenge.
So let me clarify the B2B and B2C. So B2C is a consumer like me. I'm in Bali. I get hurt. I need a doctor. On B2B, are you trying to enroll doctors into your ecosystem, or is it the insurance companies? What does the B2B look like?
B2B, we work with insurance companies. For example, if you have your insurance company is working with us, we have an API integration with them. And that means that when you need to use our services, you don't need to pay anything, don't need to claim anything. You just
Amazing.
use either your insurance app that we are integrated within their app, or they send you a link, whatever they decide, the way the integration they want, but you do not need to pay anything. You do not need to claim anything. As a B2C, you're just a direct consumer with us. So you put your credit card, you pay for the appointment, you get the invoice, and then you can reimburse that with your insurance company.
Perfect. Thank you for clarifying that. I want to hear about some marketing strategies you're using that are proving to be successful. Can you share some examples of what's working for you?
Yes, absolutely. Well, it really I split it between the B2B and the B2C. The B2C, of course, you work directly with the customers, and what we realized is that our customers are basically high intent customers, and it's a Google search product or search engine product. I'm sick in a foreign country. I'm afraid. I'm worried. What do I do? How much is it going to cost? I'm going to find a doctor. What about the language? How can I explain the doctor, the local doctor, how I feel in a language that I don't speak? So it's very frightening. And people, what they do, they go to search engine, usually to Google, and find a doctor. So they need to feel the trust. They need to trust us because there are other services as well and local services, and we're a global company. So all the marketing activities that we do, we're trying to build trust with the end user. We have a ranking method. We're using Trustpilot. We have to get more information, more reviews from customers. We're ranked really, really, really high on Trustpilot, 4.9, which is help us to build the trust. We have reviews of the specific doctors within the app. So when you try to look for a specific doctor, you see how the doctor is ranked. And we're trying to explain all the users what we do, how we can help them to help and build the trust, and use a lot of testimonials. That's basically with the B2C. And we approach them with direct email marketing, with PR, with all social media channels. We're active on all social media, including TikTok. We just realized from a lot of research that's out there right now that TikTok is the number one, more than Google, the number one search platform for travel. So if you want to
Really?
travel, yes, it's very surprising. So we're spending a lot of efforts in TikTok, and we have very active TikTok. We are working with a lot of influencers, which are nomads, expats, travelers that have the relevant audience to use our service. So we're working with a lot of them and from different continents, from the US, from Europe, from different places. And it works really, really well. And sometimes when I speak to insurance companies, they say, wow, your brand awareness, your brand recognition is so strong that I just want to just piggyback on your brand. I don't want to change anything. I don't want to do any different, because with our B2B customers, sometimes they decide to rebrand the name. It's not a white label, but they can decide to call it a different name powered by Ear Doctor. That's with the B2C. With our B2B, which is more account-based marketing, what we do every time we sign the agreement with insurance company, we have what's called an activation workshop that I manage that specific session. And we walk them through by their customer journey to see what are the touch points with the end users that we can influence and increase the brand awareness of Ear Doctor in their eyes. So if I have an insurance company that is working with Ear Doctor, I need to know as an end user that I have this service. I'm eligible to use Air Doctor with my insurance company. So it's extremely important that the end user is aware. So we do a lot of social campaigns. We do notifications. We send email reminders and SMS before they're traveling, while they're traveling, when they come back. So we have a whole funnel of marketing tools to increase the awareness of the end users. And we see that a lot of for our partners, I call them partners, our big customers are partners that are using all our recommendations and our best practice because we shared with them the best practice. We do see that their end users are more aware and use our service more and more, and everyone benefits, by the way. The insurance company saved a lot of money by using our services because instead of sending the customer to the hospital and pay hospital bills, they just go to a community doctor. So they save a lot of money. The end user is very happy. Customer satisfaction is skyrocket, and we're happy. We have more cases. So it's win-win-win situation.
I have a lot of follow-up questions, but I'm going to condense this into a few because that's very amazing, and congrats on the TikTok influencer. So something I was thinking about when you're answering that with the high intent based search, how is AI potentially going to be impacting that either through your SEO or your Google AdWords campaigns? And where my mind was going is we had a baby moon. I don't know if you know of that term. It's a new millennial term. Your wife is pregnant, you go on a little trip. And so I planned our entire trip through Gemini. And so I would think, if I got hurt on that trip, I probably would have went to Gemini and might have said like, hey, I injured my leg. What hospital should I go to? What should I do? I'm nervous. Can my insurance cover me? So that was a leading question to say, how is AI transforming your marketing methods? So you could say, not at all, and take this a totally different direction, or share any thoughts of what I was just mentioning about AI transforming Google.
Well, AI is a great help, but I'm very careful with AI. We use AI for content, but again, very carefully and very wisely, because sometimes the Google algorithm can detect, especially in healthcare, that it's AI generated. So we're very, very careful with that. In my team, we have content writer that is responsible for writing all the blogs and all the content that we have out there, the ads, the campaigns, everything. But we use AI engines to help us with, but not to do it for us. In addition, we are using AI tools for videos. We're creating videos with AI tools and GIFs and memes with AI tools, which is extremely helpful. Instead of using graphic designers, we're just using those tools. It's working very, very, very good. Of course.
Do you know the name of those by chance off the top of your head?
The name of the platform? Yeah, we use for video editing, we use Vidio, we use, of course, Canva, we use sometimes Pika, of course, CapCut, and TikTok also have TikTok Creative Assistant, so we use that as well. Runway, we tried a little bit, but basically that's it. And for content, we use a lot of ChatGPT, of course, Jasper. That's kind of like what we're using. We're also using, video translations, also with the TikTok Creative Assistant. And of course, for SEO, keyword research and SEO, we use SEMrush, Jasper, Ubersuggest. All of them are AI tools that we're using on an ongoing basis all the time. That's kind of like the tools that we're using right now. We are looking for other, there is a nice, interesting startup that we started speaking about with having some negotiations about UGC testimonials that we want to implement. But again, right now we're just in discussions.
I have two more video AI platforms I can throw your way if you want to hear about them.
Yes, absolutely.
So do you have any long form video content at your company?
Yes.
So there's two actually we use for our podcast. The first is Video Tap. So you can upload your long form video into their system. It will create a blog post for you that's SEO keyword with a bunch of, nice headlines. It will take images from the long form podcast, put it within the blog. Within the YouTube video, it will create all the chapters for you and all the tags you should use in YouTube. It will create, I think, 30 to 45-second clips with auto-generated captions. And it will give you, I think, 10 one-liners that you could use in like quote graphics across social if you wanted. That's one. And then the other we use is, I think, is Opus AI, OPUS. And so you upload your long form video content. You've heard of this one?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
We use that one for most of our social content, as you can also do AI generated B-roll into your video, which is very cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. Yeah, we should definitely try that. Yeah, the way that we, my team, we're very agile. We're always trying new platforms, new tools. We do A/B testing all the time. That's what it's a very dynamic industry and very periodic. There's like peaks during the summer, during Christmas, and then down. So we're always trying to improve from period to period. And we see that it's our brand awareness, our followers on all our platforms, it's always increasing. So it's very, very challenging, but interesting.
So my last question today is, what is something you've done that has been an innovative approach? You didn't think it was going to work, but it actually has been really fruitful in producing results for your marketing.
When we started with TikTok, for example, we're not really sure. There are a lot of negative opinions about TikTok and should we do that, and the management was not very supportive. And what we did, we ran a very narrow campaign in Germany, just Germany. We said we have quite a few insurance companies. We don't know if it's going to work. We tried a 360 angle strategy with TikTok, but with other efforts as well. And after a month, we ran our statistics just to see in our analytics to see how many app downloads were there, how many users, how many cases, and how many followers from Germany. And we were shocked. It was really, really, really amazing. And we could see that within a month, we increased our followers by 40,000 followers within a month. And app download by increased by 70% just in Germany, which was 70% total. Just in Germany was 300% app download, which was really, really, really amazing. And even though there is some negative vibe about TikTok, we do see that the young people, not just the young, but mostly the young people, are using that platform as their #1 travel search. So TikTok has become one of our major platforms. And when we work with influencers, we started working with very low-end influencers just to get whatever you can get. But now we're getting much, much better. We have a lot of creators on TikTok and influencers on Instagram that are approaching us to be part of our journey, which is really amazing. We really need to pick and choose now instead of chasing them. And I think we've established and it's mostly from TikTok. And it was very risky in the beginning. We really were not sure if that's going to work, but it was and now a lot of our other channels are surrounding what we're doing in TikTok. We first launched there and then doing the other channels as well. So it's really interesting. Sometimes you need to take a risk.
So lastly, can you share any links, social media handles, best ways to follow up with you, learn more about Air Doctor?
Yes, of course. I can share. I usually share Air Doctor's handles. I can share all of them. Do you want me to share it now or where?
Yeah, if you can go ahead and share the handles, links, anything that we can learn more about Air Doctor, that'd be perfect.
Okay, well, you can find us in every platform. Air Doctor app on TikTok, On LinkedIn, of course, it's Air Doctor. There is another company, it's called Air Doctor Air Purifier. So we always try to distinguish ourselves. That's why on every channel we are Air Doctor app. On Instagram, on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're everywhere. On Meta, of course. So you can find us everywhere, Air Doctor app. Every platform, we're there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much.